Liz Brown, and I live here with my husband. We had 3 children. They have all moved on since, but we moved here in 2003. I'm here today to talk about my perspective and my involvement with the library, which really consists more of being involved in efforts to preserve the library in some way, whether that means another building, a building that isn't about to fall down around our ears, a building that has actually good lighting and, infrastructure so we can actually cool the building and heat the building and, not have windows that you can see out through the, there's a number of mechanical issues in this building. In my mind, we clearly need to do something about that, and we should have been doing something about that 20 years ago, probably. However, I'm going to qualify or discuss a little bit about how my perspective on what value a library provides to the community, because I am not someone who comes to the library every day. Now, I happen to find the building somewhat unwelcoming and unpleasant. Therefore, to come into the building is not necessarily something I desire, okay? I do use somewhat the digital resources, and I think those are valuable. But in my opinion, having a library is not really about me. It's about the community. It's about the kids. It's about people who don't have access to resources that we are fortunate to have access to. And I am very much driven by having a healthy community where people get what they need, they have the information that they need, they are not feeling neglected because they maybe are in a wheelchair or because they're older or because they can't go upstairs or whatever. There's a million reasons to have a library. There's a million reasons to have places where the community gathers, gets all kinds of information. We have other things going on here as well. It's funny, I was just looking at the concerts, but it's all about the fabric of the community, and that's what matters to me, and that's why I've been involved in, the Library Feasibility Study Committee, but also I'm on the planning board, and just, why I was the band mom when my kids were in school. I don't get all the benefit from everything that I do. In fact, I don't derive any benefit from being on the planning board. I'm not paid. All I do, I just care about how the future of our community. And I care about seeing a community that services people of all ages. I would like our community to have, to be more multi-age. We tend to be sort of retirement-y here on the Cape, and I think Bourne has a unique placement, which kind of gives it an interesting opportunity to be more, I don't have the right word for multi-age, but I think people will understand what I'm talking about. Yeah. And, multicultural too, but that's so unpopular now to worry about that, but I happen to think it enriches our lives. So I don't know what else I have to say about it other than, there's value in having libraries that I think is just undeniable. And we live in a state that thinks this too.